Hi, my name is Stacy Hall, and I am the Special Education Staffing Coordinator at Russell Middle School. I am here today to give you an overview of how our special education team is addressing the need to create a system that will support and enhance Russell's school improvement focus in math instruction. In this case, I will specifically be speaking for students in our fundamental math classes across all 3 grade levels. I will also share our next steps formulated as a result of an expressed concern during year 1 of our new math curriculum's implementation, with additional information gleaned during our special education team's data dig during last school year. There are approximately 40 students receiving direct instruction in these classes, and most of them have been identified as having educational impact related to a disability. They are taught by highly qualified special education teachers in groups of 10 or fewer students. Data from 2011 and 2012-2013 CSAP TCAP was analyzed by administration, team leaders, and grade level content teams at the beginning of last school year under Democratic leadership. It was found that math was the area that needed the most improvement based on these downward trends. The different colors represent different grade levels, with the building-wide trend going up slightly and then coming down. Overall, all lines go down. While all grade levels and subgroups recognized by disaggregated data on Colorado Unified's improvement plan for Russell show a need for improvement, students with disabilities have the largest academic growth gap at 50%. This reality, partnered with a continuous pressure for students with disabilities to perform at the same level as their grade level peers, support a need for school improvement in the area of math instruction and special education. Chall has researched teacher-centered instruction, and the findings of that research, along with the data presented, support a need for direct systematic curriculum at the Tier 3 level in math in order to promote student learning and mastery of all basic skills. In August 2013, the special education team was able to begin implementing TransMath as the Tier 3 fundamental math curriculum to support this need. The decisions to use TransMath for this purpose was based on information gathering, research, and a decision analysis process by a community of middle school staff facilitated by the district. John Woodard shares on the TransMath website, TransMath is a math intervention for students in grades 5 through 10 who are performing 2 or more years below grade level. The intervention deepens conceptual understanding and builds problem-solving skills while also building proficiency for entry into algebra. This intervention program is built on skill mastery, which is precisely what many of these students need. This graph illustrates a change in achievement using fall and spring MAP scores from the beginning to the end of the school year last year after only 1 year of using TransMath implementation. The smallest percentage of students showing a gain of 5 or more points on MAP was at the 8th grade level, with 43% of those students showing growth. The highest growth was at 91% of the students, increasing at 5 points or more. Even with this individual score increase of 5 or more points, academic gains in math or academic gaps in math are still evident. 100% fall and 100% spring of those 8th graders still are at the unsatisfactory level, along with 82% of the 6th graders, 78% of the 7th graders. While those 8th graders have moved on to high school, there is still so much to be done this fall for the students that will be coming into our school. During our SPED team meetings last year, we regularly had conversations about what was going well, since we finally had a direct systematic math curriculum in place to be able to guide our instruction. We also discussed what still needed to change. One of the instructional concerns that needs to be addressed as soon as possible in this current system is the students' limited exposure to Colorado academic standards, knowing that the students are formally assessed using these standards. This, added with a continued urgency to close the academic achievement gap, leads us to our next steps. Conversation and work time during our stud team meetings will allow us to create an alignment between trans math, MAP, and grade level standards. This work time will be provided every 2 weeks on Mondays during 5th period. We are thankful that our administrative, counseling, and special education teams have all of the same certified staff members returning, which allows us to hit the ground running. No outside professional development is needed at this time. The tool that will help us in this alignment process is a resource published by Voyager Learning titled Reverse Correlation to the Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. We have the first column here showing the Trans Math unit, lesson, and page. What the title of the lesson is, in this case it's whole numbers in operation, hitting that Math Standard 1, the Trans Math learning targets, and in this particular case what I did was I went ahead and I highlighted that alignment piece between Common Core standards with Colorado academic standards, showing the information and those locations on where to find that reference. The alignment of math, specifically RIT 191 to 200, also shows how this map piece can be alignment with Colorado academic standards. That information is shown on the NWA website. Now, for our students in this population at the Tier 3 fundamental math level, we really need to make sure that this foundation of number sense is in place and slowly work our way up building mastery so they are able to access the state standards at a grade level. So how are we going to determine if what we're doing is working? We're going to check for student achievement on informal internal formative assessments. We're going to make sure our progress monitoring towards IEP goals, and those IEP goals are written to those direct skill areas of need related to the standards, aligned with MAP and Trans Math. We're also going to watch that MAP growth from the fall to the spring. And ultimately we'll look at that TCAP growth from last spring to next spring. We are looking forward to closing the achievement gap for our students in math and special education at Russell Middle School.